Good morning everyone, today we're going to be talking about what is new in this update because Sega actually did it. Leciel Exploration is full of seasonal enemies. So if you have a seasonal weapon, you go into Leciel Exploration, you demolish everything. It's absolutely fantastic, it's really fun, and I am very surprised that Sega actually did this. So the very first thing I want to go over is today's keyword, and it is fall_means_good_food. Once you type that, you're going to press escape, go to your systems, go to get campaign items, and receive item account. Once you're here, you're going to notice you get David Plays NGS, gives you 50 star gems as well as 3 and rare drop rate plus 25%. No weapon camos this time unfortunately, but nevertheless this is still pretty awesome, so pick that up. Then of course you'll also notice we have the Gear Up Your Class Special Campaign Part 1. So this was what I went over in yesterday. It's one of the campaigns. You get 10 growth mint as well as 15 yellow triggers, so make sure to pick that up as well. So the next thing I want to talk about is Leciel Exploration. As you can see in the B-roll right now, all of the mobs are seasonal enemies. This includes the final boss at the very end. They are also a seasonal enemy. And since all the enemies in Leciel Exploration are seasonal enemies, that means you can take advantage of the Alsanquian weapons over here, or the seasonal weapons, simply because of 2 augments right here. First of all, the weapon potential, it's already at level 6, gives you 26% potency, 10% crit rate, 10% damage resistance. This is a fairly standard weapon potential, however the potency on this is a little bit low at only 26%. However, it makes up for that with the seasonal augment over here, where against seasonal enemies we gain 20% additional potency, 35% crit rate, as well as 30% damage resistance. So you slap these two together, that gives you 46% potency, gives you 45% crit rate, and 40% damage resistance from just the weapon potential as well as 1 augment. Keep in mind, you still have an additional 5 augment slots after you get this to plus 61. Remember, this is already limit broken. You can just get Golden Prim Swords 2 and just enhance it to level 61. I recommend it enhancing to level 70 to be honest with you guys, simply because you can definitely benefit from the attack stat, and this weapon is just absolutely going to destroy everything in Leciel Exploration. So if you are still farming Leciel Exploration for LC capsules, octo armors, growth mint, whatever, it's a very good time to pick up one of these event weapons because they're fully augmented already. They're also limit broken, so you can get it all the way to plus 70 without using any arms refiners, and best of all, their weapon potential is also already at level 6, so you're saving a ton of Meseta by just using this weapon. To be honest with you guys, I would just stick with this event weapon for the entirety of this month. The reason for this is because Leciel Exploration, everything is seasonal enemies. On top of that, the limited time quests are all seasonal enemies as well. And of course, if you do want to farm in combat zones, all of the mobs in the Alio region are also seasonal enemies. But I recommend the majority of people to spend their time either farming Leciel Exploration or this week's limited time quest. This week's limited time quest is absolutely amazing. Think of it like Retem Al Noth, but with a better drop rate, and it's always PSE bursting. It's basically that, because it's not a rerun of last year's. They did tweak a few things, so it's very similar. You know, you go in, you've got 5 minutes, you got to kill all of these mobs. However, on top of that, what's even better is the terrain. It's very flat. So there's basically 4 quadrants, and literally you can just split up into 2 groups or split up into 4 groups and just camp each corner, and that way you don't actually need to run around. You literally just wait for the boss to spawn, you kill that boss, and then another boss spawns, and you just keep rinsing and repeating, and you kill things incredibly quickly. I've seen people rack up 3 million damage, 4 million damage. It's absolutely insane. So yeah, the LTQ is really good, and on top of that, the LTQ also drops a lot of growth mints. They also drop arms refiners too. They also drop LC capsules. They've been dropping the Sheza armor. If you look at the player market right now on ship 2, you can see a lot of the Sheza armors are going for about 12 million, 14 million, and there's a couple, 20, 25 million. I don't actually know if they're going to be selling at this much, but nevertheless, the prices are rather reasonable because the drop rate is okay. Remember, it's only been less than 1 day since the patch came out, and there's already 5 Sheza armors on the market, versus when the Argas came out, you literally couldn't even see an Arga armor until like near the end of the week. Then maybe you saw like 2 or 3. So I definitely recommend people to spam the limited time quest this week because this one is really worth it. The next thing I want to talk about are the limited time tasks. So remember, I talked about it in yesterday. There is a special campaign where it encourages you to play the fighter, the gunner, as well as the techer. And by doing so, you get these build part plaques, which you can place in your creative spaces if you choose to do so. However, this isn't the main item that most people should be aiming for. They're relatively easy to hit. You just need to hit level 60 on all 3 classes. It's super easy to do. But the main reason why I recommend people to actually do this limited time task is because of this quest right here. Complete the following limited time tasks: fighter level up, gunner level up, as well as techer level up, and you get 3 beta reactors as well as 100 star gems. 3 beta reactors is 300,000 Meseta. It is incredibly easy to get your classes to level 60, so just do it. Just get all 3 classes to level 60. That way you get your 100 star gems, you get 300,000 Meseta. It's super worth it. And on top of that, after you get the class to level 60, you unlock a second quest over here called Suppress Enemies as Fighter, as Gunner, as well as Techer. And once you complete each task, you actually get an N augment success rate plus 20% for each task. So you can get an additional 3 20% augmentation boosts, which is really good, especially if you're a free to play. Because, getting these 20% boosters as a free to play is an absolute nightmare. It is a lot harder to get 20% boosters versus a premium member. So please take advantage of this because they're giving you 3 of them for pretty much free. All you need to do is kill 1,500 enemies as Techer main class, Gunner main class, as well as Fighter main class. The fastest way to do this, by the way, is to just run the limited time quest. You literally get like 500 kills per run in the limited time quest, and that's if you're slow. If you're in a faster group, maybe you're in a pre-made where everyone's really organized, you can literally kill like 1,000 enemies in one go. It's actually pretty crazy. And yeah, you're gonna finish this task incredibly quickly. The next thing I want to talk about is the Autumn 2023 Special Scratch. Do not farm the limited time quest in hopes to get a ticket. I've spanned 40 runs so far and I've gotten 1 ticket. So the ticket drop rate from the limited time quest is awfully low. However, we do have a daily over here, Clear the limited time quest, where it does reward you an Autumn 2023 Special Scratch ticket every single day. So just make sure that you do this so that you get your guaranteed ticket. But I wouldn't farm the limited time quest for the sole purpose of these tickets because the drop rate is awfully low. Now, another alternative is to simply talk to the event lady, go to exchange seasonal points over here, and right here you can buy 40 of these tickets right away. And that way you can immediately scratch 40 times and get the reward over here of the Autumn 2023 SP Select ticket, which will actually let you pick whatever you want. So remember that steampunk weapon camo, it does apply to all weapons except for the harmonizer. So this is really good if you did like that look. However, more importantly, there is the 100 star gem ticket. So if you do need star gems, this is another viable way to try to earn a bunch of star gems, simply because as we all know, at the end of the month, we are getting the item support scratch, the SG variant, where we can get a bunch of useful boosters as well as augments through SG. So if you do need some star gems, it might be a good time to start saving up a little bit of star gems. I will have a dedicated video coming out at a later date talking about all the different methods on how to earn star gems, because it's not worth buying star gems. Please do not buy star gems. If you're spending AC to buy star gems, it's not good. The conversion rate is really bad. That's all I can tell you. So just wait for that video. I'll explain how I earn all of my star gems, and trust me, it's much better to just earn the star gems through playing the game than spending any money and converting that into star gems. It's not worth doing that. And last but not least, let's take a quick look through the seasonal shop over here, because there are a bunch of nice items over here. So you can get the Captain Crown over here. You can get the Noroshi stamp over here, which is pretty cute. She kind of reminds me of the Potato Girl from Attack on Titan. We've also got the Cloud Riding. So if you do like the Goku Cloud Dash emote that I've been using all this time, you can get a variation of this. This one is more of a yellow cloud-ish compared to mine, which is a white cloud, but nevertheless, it is pretty nice. There is also the Vital Gauge over here that you can get. This actually changes the picture behind your HP bar to the Alpha Planes, but this kind of looks like a Central Tower to me, or Central Cannon. Then of course we've got all of our different seasonal weapons over here, so if you do need any of those, make sure to pick those up. They've added the Ajax armors. The nice thing about the Ajax armors is they are limit broken already, so you can get them to plus 70 immediately if you need them. Personally, I would only use the Ajax armors if you don't have any armors, like you don't have octo armors, you don't have anything, and you're trying to get enough battle power to just do Leciel Exploration, then yes, you can definitely use your Ajax armors. But the moment you gain access to your octo armors, just switch to octo armors. Your Ajax armors, you can repurpose these for dual quest if that's something that you want to do, because if we scroll down over here, you can actually pick up all of your phase 1 Defi capsules if you need that, or if you need to do the phase 2 versions, which personally I still need to do. So I'm going to be picking up all of my phase 2 capsules right here so that I can actually complete the dual quest phase 2, because don't forget, that's like 100 star gems on each phase as well. So phase 1 is going to reward you 100 star gems, phase 2 will reward you another 100 star gems, so that's 200 star gems sitting right there. So I wouldn't invest too much money on it like Meseta, but seasonal points, I think it's an okay investment if you're just going to buy out those capsules and then use your Ajax armors and just plop those new capsules in and you're good to go. Then of course we've got a whole bunch of minerals over here, so if you do need any minerals, you know, Blizzardium, Infernium, Aegis Integras, these are all really good to pick up. We're going to skip over all the Defi capsules because we talked about them already. We've got stat 4s over here, we've got Mastery 4, we've got Giga stat 4s over here, we got Soul 4s, Dreadkeeper 4s, we got a whole slew of items over here that you can definitely use, you know, Golden Prim Sword 2, Golden Prim Armors 2. Make sure to pick up your 200 alpha reactors. This is actually a lot of money. I'm going to pick that up right now actually, so let's buy that. And let's immediately sell the 200 alpha reactors. As you can see right there, that is 700,000 Meseta. It's nothing to sneeze at. It's actually pretty good. Let's actually consume some of these things, and now we can put these away. Now, as promised, this is a first look at my 2024 look over here. As you can see, I have worked quite a bit, or reworked quite a bit of my character's facial features, as well as eyes, as well as hairstyle. Some people say she kind of looks like Amber. At least that's what people said on my live stream today when they first saw my character. It kind of does look like Amber a little bit because of the little ribbon over here, as well as the hairstyle. If we look from the back over here, it looks pretty nice. And yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy with the character design at the moment. I'm kind of contemplating for the Haori though. I do like the Haori, but what I had before was actually this. I had the Foxian thing, so if we did that, I actually had this instead. This looks cleaner because it's a little bit tighter around the body, but it doesn't look as comfy as the Haori. Like, I think this just looks a lot more comfier, and this kind of fits my vibe quite a bit. So I am pretty happy with this look at the moment, but of course there are still things that we need to fix. For those who are wondering how this looks without cell shading, there we go. Without cell shading, it also looks pretty good. The face is okay, I suppose, without cell shading versus with cell shading. I kind of prefer it with the cell shading. Looks a bit nicer in my personal opinion, but nevertheless, this is what I've worked up so far. And yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see if there's even more fashion later down the line that I might try. We do have the cybernetic AC scratch coming out, and then we've got the business wear on the SG scratch coming out, so we're gonna have to see if there's anything there that I can use. But yes, the glasses are coming back for 2024. I know it's been 2 years since I used my glasses, but yeah, we're bringing that back for sure. Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you again. But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.